name is Caitlin Allen. I'm doing this speech for my speech class. For a couple months here in St. Joseph, they worked very hard to put up some cameras at the main intersections. These cameras were called the red light cameras. What these cameras would do would be take your picture if you ran the red light. They didn't know that these cameras were actually going to be a fill. Right now, the cameras are outlawed. They were up and running for a few months, and just a few months ago, they outlawed them. Completely shut down the cameras. They are no longer taking pictures of running the red lights. Have you ever received a ticket for running a red light and you don't think you deserved it or anything along them lines? In this speech, I'm going to cover the red light cameras, my opinion on the cameras, and the way to fix the problem, possibly. About the cameras. They were taking pictures way too fast for a lot of people. A lot of people have ran into this problem multiple times of the light would be completely yellow, and when they went ahead and went through the light, it still took a picture and they still got the fine and the ticket. What happens if you get a ticket in the mail is in St. Joseph, they issue a $100 fine for running the red light. Nothing goes against you whatsoever. You don't lose points off your license. Now, in some other cities or states or wherever else there is cameras, sometimes they give you a moving violation ticket, and that takes points off of your driver's license, and you also have a fine that you have to pay for running the red light. They say that it helps reduce crashes. News Press Now states that putting up these cameras is helping reduce the number of crashes at the intersections. Yeah, it is, but then again, it isn't. They also were saying that it frees up resources for police. Basically, that instead of a police having to chase you down since you ran the red light, the camera's going to take your picture, and that frees up the police so the police can report to other calls and everything else. Which, I understand that part, but if it's taking the pictures too fast, then how is that fair? Why do you have to pay a $100 fine if you didn't run the red light, or if you didn't have time to stop and the light's yellow? So, how much have they made off the red light cameras? They've made a lot since they've been working. They've been turned off since mid-January, and since February of 2013, they have issued almost 3,000 tickets and have netted $90,000 off of these red light cameras for people running the red lights. My personal opinion about the cameras is, was it a good idea? Yeah, I believe it was a terrific idea if they worked. I can relate to this as in, I got a ticket one time for running the red light. It wasn't red, or whatever. And I also received one time when my parents had my car, and so I guess they ran the red light, but the ticket came to me in my name, and I was responsible for the $100 fine that I didn't do. I was completely not driving my car out of town for a week, and they had gotten a ticket when I was out of town, and it came to me in my name, so I was still responsible for that ticket. Luckily, my parents love me, and they went ahead and paid the ticket, but if not, I would have been responsible. So, one of the biggest things I absolutely dislike about the camera is, how do they know it's you driving the car? How do they know it's you? How can they pinpoint someone for a ticket if it's not you? So, I mean, how do you tell who's doing it? The red light cameras are a good thing, but if it's not really you running the ticket or running the red light, then why should you be fined first if you let someone else borrow your car? I do believe that the cameras could help slow down the intersection crashes, but then again, I believe it doesn't help sometimes. I say this because people know the cameras are up and working, so they don't want to get a ticket. So when they come, they see the light, and the light turns yellow, automatically they're going to slam on their brakes. My thing is, the car behind you might be going a little too fast and run right in behind you because you have slammed on your brakes just so you wouldn't get a $100 ticket. And now you have created this big old crash because you slammed on your brakes, you were going too fast, didn't have enough time to stop, and the car behind you had hit you because you slammed on your brakes too hard. There's ways for these cameras to work. They just need to think about it just a little bit longer instead of jumping right into them and all that good stuff. I wouldn't say there would be a way to fix the problem. I believe they need to be completely outlawed whatsoever and come up maybe with a different way of doing the cameras, because like I said, most people know the cameras are there, so they're not going to go through the red light. They're going to slam on their brakes, which causes crashes too. So the only thing I could possibly think of is maybe if there was a way to take the picture to see who is driving the car instead of just getting the license plate and sending them out a ticket. There are so many options over the red light cameras, and everyone has their own. But I do believe there is a way to fix the cameras. Something needs to be done because the owner of the car is getting ticketed and not the driver. I've informed you on some information I have researched, told you my opinion, and the way to fix the camera. What's your opinion? Thanks everyone for giving me your time tonight.